I think we'd all agree there are just moments in life where we get to see God move, where things that are very obvious, whether it's like a child being born or somebody being healed from prayer. Sometimes when you look at the ocean or you see the mountains or a sunrise, you experience God and the miracle of that creation. And I got to say, this season has been nothing short of the miraculous with INDYCAR ministry. You see, 2 months ago, we kicked off a campaign called Run the Race, the journey to raise 50K in 50 days, 50K in 50 days. And I just have to say, I got big news to share today. I'm so excited and thankful for each and every one of you that gave towards that, for each and every one of you that prayed for that, because I couldn't be more excited to announce that God not only met that 50K in 50 days, God blew it out of the water by raising 62,000 in 50 days. That we raised 62,000 in 50 days, which is huge news. It was the biggest fundraiser we've ever done as a ministry in one time. And those of you that gave, those of you that prayed, we're a part of history. You are a part of a miracle that God was doing through INDYCAR ministry. And it's not so much about the money. Here's why that's a big deal. Because number one, that kickstarts our travel budget. So there's a lot of preseason testing coming up, and we're still waiting on INDYCAR's dates, but the USF series, they've got a 2-day test at New Orleans at the end of February, and some other tests sprinkled in there. So that not only that kickstarts our travel budget for the first half of the year to ensure that there is a ministry presence at each and every one of the NTT INDYCAR, Indy Next, USF Pro, USF 2000, and now USF Juniors, that we get to cover 5 series of racing. And so thank you for kickstarting our travel budget to ensure a ministry presence. Number 2, this helps address mental health issues within our racing community. You see, this extra enables us to have the space to be able to go to teams and present about INDYCAR ministry. Like, for example, this week, I'll be coming to Indy and spending some time with teams. One team in particular I get to get in front of and share about who we are at INDYCAR ministry, to share about the resources and how we can help them with counseling, how we can help them with resources to get the care they need to be healthy and point them to Jesus. And then lastly, with our golf cart, our golf cart has been great. INDYCAR entrusts a great opportunity for us to give drivers and personnel rides from medical back to the paddock. Now, you think through an INDYCAR driver and how upset and frustrated they are after a crash. And so we get to be there to bridge the gap and be a voice of encouragement. But I want you to think for a second for Indy Next, USF Pro, USF 2000, even USF Juniors. We're talking about 14, 15, 16-year-old kids that have just lost their world because they tanked a car into the wall that's no doubt going to cost a couple of $100,000 to fix. Man, there has been so many opportunities to share about the hope of Jesus on those golf cart rides. And because of your faithful support, we now have a new golf cart to be able to take drivers and teams and crews back to the paddock and give people rides. You see, and it's something we've done, but the problem is the last few years, our golf cart's taken a hit. I remember giving a driver a ride at Texas last year after a crash. We're halfway back to pit lane and it dies. It's happened to many of us, and so we don't have to worry about that anymore. We just want to say thank you. Thank you so much for being faithful. Thank you for hearing God's call to give towards this ministry. We couldn't be more blessed and more grateful to have you a part of this with us. If you weren't a part of the Run the Race campaign, there is still time to jump on board and be a part of what God is doing in INDYCAR ministry into the motorsports world. 2024 is here. Let's go. It's going to be the best year yet.